Colorado High School Activities Association football is on B106 and B106.com tonight from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It's the visiting Thompson Valley Eagles against the Fort Morgan Mustangs on Military Appreciation and First Responders Night as the flag is being presented at midfield. Audrey Estrada to sing the national anthem tonight here at Fort Morgan High School.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Adrian. Beautiful job.
Let me tell you, gentlemen, I'm John Beltran, Brian Nickel, and Kevin Rohde. As I mentioned, Military Appreciation and First Responders tonight here at Legion Field. All the players, middle of the field, on both sides of the flag, the huge American flag. It almost leads you to think, I wish you could do this for every single game, everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, you look out there and you think of all the sacrifice those people make, the nights not at home or the months and years sometimes not at home for the armed forces, and sacrifices they give. They're a great example for our youth, but they also make a football game seem a little small considering it all.
Well, no, there's no question about that. But that's why we are here, though. That's part of the reason we're here for the 1-6 Thompson Valley Eagles and a 6-1 Fort Morgan Mustangs. And one thing you mentioned last week, Kevin, was Fort Morgan needing to stay focused at the beginning of the game, and they really didn't get it until the second quarter. And now they're taking on a Thompson Valley team that is an upgrade in competition, certainly an offense that could present problems for the Fort Morgan defense based on their passing game.
Right, and I think what Coach Davies said in his pregame interview really struck home with me, that they came out and they did things that they hadn't seen on film, and took Fort Morgan a while to adjust to that. At this point of the season, Fort Morgan should be able to line up and pretty much play whatever offense the team's going to go, because we've seen it all. And we were talking before the game, Thompson Valley is a quality opponent with some decent talent, and if we, mess around and don't get serious, they could jump on us and get some momentum, and it could be a lot tougher game than it needs to be.
Well, Fort Morgan has Niwot on Thursday, and they're 3-4, but some of those victories are against lesser opponents. Thompson Valley, though, with their only win, beat Niwot by 30. So that that got their attention, and that coaching staff with those players as well.
Right. Yeah, I think the important thing for Fort Morgan is keep the one in both of their records.
Well, that's it. That's it. Perfect. All right, Brian, let's get to your nickel package, the 5 keys to a Mustang victory tonight here against the Thompson Valley Eagles.
Number one, you got to stop Cam Neller, quarterback for Thompson Valley. He leads the league in passing. He has 1,054 yards this year and 8 touchdowns, or 10 touchdowns, but he does throw interceptions. He has 7 on the year. So that they need to stop him, and he also runs the ball quite a bit. He's their leading rusher. Number two, I think he'll get a pick tonight. He does throw those interceptions. He has 7 on the year. So I think Fort Morgan will get a pick tonight. The defense needs to get off the field early. Last week they had the block punt on special teams. and ran it back for the touchdown, and then we're back out on the field. But then they were on the field for almost 8 minutes with 14 plays from Northridge, and they got with 2 fourth-down makes on that drive.
Yeah, including one off a fake punt.
Right.
Maybe unintentional, but it was still off a fake punt.
And so they need to get off the field earlier and give the ball back to the offense. They need to run the ball tonight. People running the ball on Thompson Valley all year, so they need to run the ball, run some time off the clock. And then the special teams, I think, will be special tonight. They're going to continue like they did last year. So,
Kevin, describe the scene here. This is pretty special right now.
Right, they just now said Northern Colorado medical evac helicopter has just flown in and landed at the Star on the 50-yard line of Legion Field, and they're going to present the team ball as we honored them as first responders as well. Those people put their lives at risk, every day flying helicopters to help evacuate people. So it's not every day you get to see a helicopter land, and it's always cool to see that.
yep.
Bob has been a teacher and coach for
Especially on the middle of the football field.
Right. Something you hope doesn't happen during the game, and you need the medevac helicopter to come get someone. For
No,
sure.
that I think it was a boxing match years ago where somebody parachuted into the middle of a ring or something like that. Of
Right.
course, that was intentional, but not for the people putting on the event. All right, the Mustangs are dressed in their road blacks, and Thompson Valley in their home whites, and they're the Mustang captains, led by Isaac Linker and J.P. Hamer. James Hocanedo, Alex Ortega is healthy again. Nick Norris and Jacob Ortega.
Please give a warm welcome to
And they got Bob Everett.
Good Cow and the voice of the Mustangs, Mr. Bob Everett.
That is cool.
Yep.
Bob is now in his mid-80s, and we had a feature last year on what we call Championship Reflections on the 1952 state championship team at Fort Morgan High School. And Bob played a critical role in providing me with many of those contacts, because obviously many of those players are deceased since that was 56 years ago. But that's something we have on YouTube, by the way. 1952, I believe we have that on YouTube, the 1952 Fort Morgan Maroons. And that would be the first of 3 state championships, one at the high school, obviously the other 2 being in 1992 and 1999, with close calls, as we know, Brian, in 2001 and in 2008, but no cigar.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were close there, but as you said, they came up just a little bit short. But they were fun seasons to watch, that's for sure.
Let's have a round of applause for the honorary captains and Mr. Bob Everett.
Yeah, I just talked to Bob a few months ago, and he's getting around.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still living a full life, which we all hope to do.
Right.
If we're fortunate enough to get to that point. All right, so now the helicopter will ascend from the Star in the middle of the field. This almost feels movie-like,
Right.
Yeah.
At this time, they'll announce
We need to have it on.
Yeah, tonight's game. Well, we will start on time, according to the clock right here, as the Fort Morgan starters are being announced. Let's tell you, the head coach of the Mustangs is Ty Davies, assisted by Josh Langford, Greg Edson, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ian Moreno, Andy Schoen, T.J. Schneider, Seth Wolf, Chris Cobley, Jeff Peterson, Eric Sherman, Kyle Growlis, Drew Davies, and Gary Davies. Thompson Valley, coached by Chris Tedford, assisted by Jeff Neller, Nick Morse, Tyler Kreckemeyer, Jim Kimbrough, and Trevor Lobkoff.
Number 77, junior Brian Paxton.
And I know you didn't mention it there in your nickel package, Brian, but it really doesn't need to be mentioned, because special teams has been a huge plus for Fort Morgan. The only negative that we talked about is the occasional, well, it's more than an occasional high snap to the punter, but boy, you have a freshman punter who's made up for that mistake anytime it's happened.
Right. They had the one, like he called it, the fake punt. It was, they used to overrush the punter, and he escaped last week. But you're absolutely right that Fort Morgan's special teams. I was going to ask you, Brian, in your nickel package, you talked about the number of interceptions. Do you happen to know how many of those interceptions might have gone back for touchdowns for the other team?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think Max Preps is that detailed. Oh, they could be, but yeah, you're right. Actually, you could probably find that, but you have to break it down game by game.
Right. Go back in and see
But
each opponent.
it is 7 interceptions over the first 7 games, so it's 1 a game. Or it's very Case Keenum-ish if you want to throw something in there, because the only quarterback in the NFL has thrown at least 1 interception in a game, including yesterday, even though they won that game by 5 touchdowns. All right, the captains are out at midfield. And this is a short week for Fort Morgan. They'll be back in action coming up on Thursday night from Everly Montgomery Field when they take on the Niwot Cougars. So again, a Thursday night game coming up in 6 days.
And wasn't that Thompson Valley Niwot game last week on a Thursday? So maybe these guys had an extra day to get ready for it.
Well, I think that was 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago.
Yeah, because they lost to Erie last week 45-3.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should have a different first quarter tonight with the pace of the game, because that was highly unusual what happened last week, as Brian mentioned, with Northridge running a double-digit number of plays before Fort Morgan touched the ball, even though Fort Morgan had a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, it was strange. I think they got it with 2 minutes or inside of 2 minutes before their offense ever got a chance to move the ball, and then it took them to about the middle of the second quarter before they finally got things rolling like they should have at the start of the game. But that may come back to bite them with a superior opponent. But they got away with it last week. May not be able to get away with that this week. Thompson Valley is a lot better team.
This is Mustang football in Morgan County's B106 KPRB. Brush Fort Morgan as the Mustangs will kick it off, and Jose Jimenez will be kicking it off back deep to receive. They got 3 Thompson Valley Eagles back there, including Landon Carlson. It's only a freshman along with Andrew Wiersma and Eli Mendoza, who's a 3-position player. You can follow us on Twitter at B106, as well as the B106 Facebook page for a final of this game. But scoring updates on Twitter at B106. And this is actually Adam Cardona who will kick it off here for Fort Morgan. Temperature, another nice 50-degree night. Obviously, it will drop as the night progresses. Low line drive, and it's headed towards Mendoza, and it goes underneath his hands into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Thompson Valley, led by quarterback Cameron Neller. As Brian mentioned, he's thrown for over 1,000 yards, leading the North Valley. And he's also run for well over 500 yards, so he accounts for a lot more than 50% of this offense.
And that was a little better kick than we've seen the last couple of weeks. We struggled with that kickoff, and Adam able to dribble it down into the end zone on the right side.
We have trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Nice spread formation from the pistol formation at the 20. Looked like there was some movement. Neller to throw, steps up in the pocket, now rolls to his right. He's deep up the sideline, and that pass going to be broken up near midfield. It was underthrown and broken up by Connor Fajardo, intended for Wiersma.
Right, Fajardo back in there this week. We didn't see much of him last week. But that was lucky for Fajardo that he threw that ball short, because he was beat by about 5 yards.
You got an over-under on pass attempts? I'm saying 43. Brian, you want a number there?
We're going with 38.
Kevin?
I'm over.
Over both. Okay. Back to throw on 2nd and 10. It was a tip, and it's incomplete. I think it might have been tipped over there by Paxton.
Which is lucky for Thompson Valley, because there was 2 Fort Morgan defenders, one under and one over, and the under one would have caught that and gone in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because he was jumping the routes, but it's 3rd down and 10. And getting rid of that football quickly was Neller, but maybe a little bit too quick. 3rd and 10 for the 20. Now we have trips to the left. 1 to the right with 1 setback. 5 yards behind center is Neller. He has the football. 3-step drop. Rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. Runs out of the pressure. He's to the 25-yard line. He breaks out of a tackle, and then he's knocked out of bounds. He might have a first down. Nick Norris there along the sideline, but he's short. And Moya over there down at the 29-yard line, so short by a yard.
Short of the 30, it's going to be 4th and a yard.
How long was that drive, Brian? About 15 seconds?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, down to 11:41.
Yeah, that's 19 seconds because the kickoff went out of the end zone. 4th and 1. Watch out for anything here. Thompson Valley's got nothing to lose at 1-6. Perfect snap, and that punt is delivered towards the sideline and out of bounds, or nope, stays in bounds at the 45 of Fort Morgan.
That punt's going to roll down at about 45. The Mustangs will have it there. 1st down and 10.
Now, we don't have that punter over here. I'm not sure who that was who punted there for Thompson Valley. Nonetheless, 45-yard line for the Mustangs. The punt went for 26 yards. And now let's see if Fort Morgan goes to work here on 1st and 10.
Yeah, they got good field position. They need to take advantage of this out at their own 45.
And again, they're touching the ball a lot earlier than they did last week.
Appears Thompson Valley's going to single cover on the outside guys and try and put everybody in the box to stop Fort Morgan's vaunted running game.
Jesus Villalobos back in there as well, lining up on the inside slot to the right. The lone setback is Hamer. He has the football running to his right across the 45, lowers his shoulder, and is down at the 48 for a gain of 3. Tackle was made by Austin Fair, a junior. 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Hamer needs about 215 yards to hit 1,000 for the season. From the 48, Cardona the receiver to the right, Fajardo and Ortega to the left. Awaiting the snap. And he's a good 5 yards behind center. Out of the pistol is Linker. He'll keep it himself, run to his right, breaks a tackle at the 50, then tackle from behind at the 47. Ethan Payne, a sophomore, makes the hit, but it's a gain of 5. 3rd down and a short 2 to go for Fort Morgan.
And old school Fort Morgan going establish the run and then probably go to the pass once they have everybody crashing.
3rd down and 2, and it's a short 2. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Let's see if Hamer gets this one. He does, running to his left. 1st down to the 45, along the sideline to the 40, snaps out of a tackle there, and then he runs into a Thompson Valley Eagle as he's tackled out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And it's a gain of 21 yards for J.P. Hamer and a 1st down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, nice job. He bounced it outside. That's where they've been getting most of their good yardage this year, is when he can bounce it outside.
And I think the key there, Brian, is starting inside so everybody gets sucked in because he's just out racing defenders to the outside. And that's why that terminology you used is perfect, bouncing it to the outside. If you start outside, the pursuit can get there quicker. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. We're in the opening 2 minutes of the game, not even 2 minutes expired. Thompson Valley went 3 and out from the 26. Linker will take it himself, stutter stepping, running to his right, cutting it back in. A penalty marker's down, and he's down to the 22. And there's no doubt this is against Fort Morgan. That play took way too long to develop.
Holding on the Mustangs.
And the holding penalty will take the Mustangs 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st down and 20 to go. I'm still not crazy about that play because I don't know. It just seems to take.
It's slow developing. It seems like.
Yeah. The blocking has to be ideal, and it's actually 1st and 21 from the 37. The penalty flag took, or the violation was 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. Trips to the right. The lone receiver to the left is Connor Fajardo. Mustangs need to get to the 16 for a 1st down, but they've got at least 3 downs to do it here on 1st down and 21. Linker is back to throw. Plenty of protection. Deep over the middle. The pass is tipped incomplete. It was almost tipped into the hands of Ortega. In fact, he got a hand on it, but it was clearly underthrown. He had to put some air underneath that football. 2nd down and 21 to go. And it was deflected away by Brock Neller, the sophomore.
Yeah, if he'd have led him, if he'd have put a little air under that, he'd have been in the end zone with that one.
And it could have easily been intercepted as well. So that was a risky pass.
How many times has Fort Morgan seen a 2nd and long and they give it to their running back, Hamer, and And he picks up a chunk of yardage. He's got it right now, running to his right, back to the middle. He only has about 4 yards here.
Hamer up the gut inside
To the 33, it's a gain, again, of 4. 3rd down and 17 to go. And Cameron Neller made the hit for Thompson Valley.
Bring up 3rd and 17.
See what they pull out of their pocket here.
Yeah, they've got to at least pick up at least 5 or 6 yards just to make it a more manageable 4th down. But you probably still go for it here, and even if they don't get a yard. Play action. Linker looks to throw. Plenty of protection. Deep up the left side. There's plenty of coverage out there. It's incomplete. He threw it out of the end zone. Yeah. And double teamed over there was Ortega. No shot at all. 4th down and 17 to go. And quite frankly, if you're going to throw that ball, you got to get rid of it much earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that wasn't a good choice anyway. The safety was playing over to the top and had that covered.
Well, I think what Isaac could have done there is look off the receiver and maybe throw somewhere underneath,
right.
But it seemed that he had his eyes pinned on Ortega. And he's got what an arm. I mean, he threw that ball a good 50 yards. 4th down and 17 to go from the 33. This would be a nice victory here for the Thompson Valley defense if they can pull it off. Cardona, the lone receiver, to the left, 2 to the right. On 4th down, Linker to throw. He's got protection. Rolls to his right. Heaves it deep up the middle. The pass is caught at the 1 touchdown. Ortega got behind the defense from 33 yards away on 4th and 17. We saw 4th and 17 2 weeks ago that went against Fort Morgan. This one is in Fort Morgan's favor, and they grabbed the 6-0 lead over Thompson Valley in the opening quarter.
And it wasn't like he was wide open either. No. I mean, the ball just happened to beat the defender there.
And it was thrown a little bit behind Ortega, and that actually was a nice adjustment by Jacob, but I think it was better that it was thrown slightly behind him because the defense didn't really have a chance to make that play.
Right, they kind of overran it a little bit.
Now the extra point, they're in that swinging gate right now. Dylan Woods is the lone setback. Villalobos in motion to the right. Linker, option right. He'll pitch it to Woods, and he's going to be down at the 2. With the score, Fort Morgan 6, Thompson Valley nothing. 9:13 to go in the opening quarter. Let's take a break here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Well, Brian Nichols said the Mustangs have to take advantage of very good field position, a 55-yard drive, but they had to convert on a 4th and 17. Isaac Linker, he's had a sneaky good year. 13 touchdown passes, only 1 interception. And now the Mustangs, the extra point or the 2-point conversion was no good. And the kickoff towards the sideline, fielded by one of the upmen, Wiersma at the 13, runs to his right across the 15, and then spun down from behind at about the 22-yard line.
Wiersma on the return, pulled down by Frank Ortega.
And Frankie Ortega and Leo Luna around the football.
21. Eagles will have it there, 1st down and 10.
So that's where Thompson Valley will begin their 2nd drive of the game. They went 3 and out on their first one. And we saw 2 pass attempts and a run. Two receivers split each side. Quick drop. Throw over the middle is incomplete. A little slant. And it was intended over there for Dominic Labello and broken up. It would have been just about a 2-yard gain. And immediately Neller's already 0 for 3 in the game.
You know, Alex Ortega right there to knock that ball away. So he didn't have a second chance of trying to grab that ball.
Well, it's nice to have him back in the lineup. 2nd down and 10 for the 20-yard line for Thompson Valley. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Naked backfield for Cameron Neller, 4 yards behind center. 3-step drop. He's got protection. Now it breaks down. He'll take off with the football across the 20 to the 25, along the right sideline to the 30. Then he runs out of bounds. Tremendous athlete, and he picks up a 1st down for Thompson Valley, their first of the game, and it's a gain of 13 yards for Cameron Neller.
It almost looked like a planned play. Just had all the receivers kind of go down the middle of the field deep, draw the defenders down, and then all you have to do is beat that front 7.
Well, what Neller has, he's got a sense of when that pocket is closing because he's done it twice successfully. First and 10 from the 33. Thompson Valley does not want to shorten this game. Fort Morgan does. They want to extend the game. Again, naked backfield, back to throw. Over the middle, the pass is tipped and complete. It was a little bit beyond the reach of Brock Neller. You wonder at some point whether Thompson Valley is going to set up some type of screen.
Right.
Just to keep Fort Morgan off balance, because he's 0 for 4 and he's just chucking it downfield at this point.
And that's something that Fort Morgan has been susceptible to, for years. They never defend the screen very well.
Two receivers again, split each side. One setback on 2nd and 10 from the 33. Neller, quick drop, throws it over the middle, pass is tipped and incomplete. Again on the slant, defended by Donovan Moya, and intended over there for Trey Kreckemeyer. 3rd down and 10. It's like Fort Morgan has Thompson Valley's playbook because they're reading a lot of these passes.
Right.
Yeah, the defensive backs are right there when they try to get the ball.
Which if they, like you said, look them like you were talking about Linker looking them off, if their quarterback can look off one of our things or make it look like they're going to throw that and then the kid just keeps running, he might be able to break one deep.
Opening kickoff tonight was brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Brush and Fort Morgan. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Man in motion to the right. And play action rolling to his left. Backside pressure coming. Cameron Neller then stops. Heaves it along the sideline. The pass is tipped and complete. And nearly picked off, but that was a great play with the left hand by Connor Fajardo. Andrew Wiersma, the intended receiver. And the Fort Morgan secondary has not been good in this game. They've been great.
Yeah, and then they had some nice pressure. Case Gibbons with the pressure as Neller was running out of bounds.
Yeah, Case delivered a nice shot to him there as he threw the ball.
Thompson Valley to punt here. Back deep to receivers Ortega at the 31. I got to keep my eye on that punter. Had a 26-yard punt his first time out. Perfect snap. Here comes the rush, and it's blocked. That was blocked by Nick Norris, and it's picked up by a Mustang at the 42-yard line. It might be Dylan Woods. And down to the 41, that is Woods. And for the second consecutive week, the Mustangs have blocked a punt, and they're in Thompson Valley territory for the first time in the game to begin a possession.
Dylan Woods returned to the 41.
By the way, the first Mustang score, that 33-yard pass to Ortega, brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, working with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. Cargill Meat Solutions. First and 10 for the 41, 6-0 Fort Morgan. 8:29 to go in the opening quarter. John Beltran along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. Two receivers out to the right. The setback is Hamer. Will he get the football? He will. Running off right tackle to the 40. Gets out of a tackle to the 35. First down. He's spun down at the 31, maybe the 30. And it's a gain of 11 for J.P. Hamer, who has carried the ball 4 times for 39 yards.
Yeah, he was pushing people off of him,
Right.
stiff arming, and he is so sure-handed. I think he had that fumble up at Roosevelt when it was wet that night. But other than that, I can't remember him
No.
dropping the ball. He's got a grip on that ball.
Well, normally we've got pretty good hands if we're holding like a sub sandwich. It has to be
Yeah.
something culinarily related.
True.
I'm not dropping that.
Even in a rainstorm, I'm not dropping my sub sandwich.
That's a good
You got
point.
that right.
Very good point, yeah. First and 10 for the 30. Two receivers out to the left. Linker again to Hamer. Off left tackle, and he's inside the 30 to the 27. He nearly snapped out of a tackle there, but he's taken down after the gain of 3, and the hit was made over there by James Dyken.
Second down and 7.
Second down and 7 yards to go at the 27. Again, the Mustangs lead 6-0. This is their second possession. 33-yard touchdown pass and a 4th and 17 from Linker to Ortega, his 7th TD catch of the year. Linker now with 13 touchdowns and only 1 interception. He's still completing under 50% of his passes, but when he completes them, they always go for big plays.
Yep.
He's got some really good receivers that have sure hands.
Ortega's in motion to the right. Looks like a late snap. Rolling to his right is Linker. He can take off with the football, throws on the run, and it's complete underneath at the 12. Cardona to the 5, inside the 5, and then he's out of bounds. He tried to stretch that football out across the pylon, but luckily he was out of bounds. And not that could have been a fumble, but he's down at about the 2.
Spotted at the 3-yard line. That's a Mustang. First down.
Gain of 25 on that pass from Linker to Cardona.
One of the few passes where they have Linker roll out to his right, and he's obviously a better thrower from that right side, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll see that some more.
Well, they'll mark it officially at the 3. Well, that was a perfect pass. What a bullet thrown there. A strike by Linker along the right side. Well, you would think inside the 3, this will go to Hamer. Linker turns, hands it off to Hamer. He's got an easy touchdown. I mean, outside of his left guard, he just trotted home.
I think we could have run it over there and done that.
I was going to say.
Maybe not as quick as he did.
But I think any one of us would have made that one.
Mustangs now lead 12-0. I'd like to dispute that, but these gentlemen are accurate. No. Now the 2-point conversion, since they missed the first 2-point conversion. You know what? Go to Hamer again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they opened up a huge hole on the left side. Will this be a handoff to Hamer? Nope. Linker rolls out to his right. Linker still rolling, looking for a receiver. Now spins, and he's going to be taken down at the 7. And it remains Fort Morgan 12, Thompson Valley nothing. 6:57 to go in the opening quarter. You're listening to Mustang Football on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs have had the ball twice, and they've scored twice. And this was another short field, a 42-yard drive. And it was a run by J.P. Hamer from 3 yards out. And that is his 13th touchdown of the year, 9 on the ground. But the 2-point conversion was missed. Fort Morgan with a 12-0 lead. At home over Thompson Valley on Military Appreciation and First Responders Night. And that kickoff towards the sideline, fielded at the 17. Wiersma fell down on a knee there. Got to the left knee, not completely down, but he's down at the 17. He slipped.
He touches down at about the 18. Thompson Valley will have it there.
And you got to think, Brian, that Fort Morgan is going to force a turnover here because Neller is 0 for 6. And a couple of those, actually more than 2 of those passes have been in very dangerous territory.
Yeah, they're going to get one here pretty quick. He's forcing it in there, and they'll come up with one.
2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. On 1st and 10 for the 17, man in motion, and there's the keeper by Neller back towards the middle, and he's tackled at the 19. He could have been tackled back at the 16 or 17, but he is an elusive athlete. Alex Ortega made the first hit for Fort Morgan. 2nd down, and 8 yards to go at the 19, a gain of 2 for Neller.
Yeah, I don't know if they say how big he is, but he looks like a fairly stout kid, and he's pretty elusive.
He's a junior. Again, 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left, 2nd down and 19, option right, and there is the pitch. Running room to the outside of the 20-yard line, and then tackle from behind. Isaac Linker made a great play at about the 21 on Jason Schaefer, a sophomore. That is a tremendous play. 3rd down and 6, only a gain of 2. I thought it was going to go for more, Kevin.
He had the corner there, and all of a sudden Isaac Linker just cut him off quick.
3rd down and 6 to go from the 21-yard line. The Mustangs lead 12-0 midway through the opening quarter. Trips to the left. 1 receiver out to the right. Another passing situation here for Thompson Valley on 3rd and 6. Back to throw Neller. Pressure coming up the middle. Runs out to his right, and he's sacked. He's going to be sacked. It took a few Mustangs to bring him down at about the 15-yard line. Linker's one of them in there. But he's joined over there by James Hokenedel. And the loss is 6 yards.
And that's a coverage sack. There was no one open downfield. They did a great job of covering them. They knew right where they were going.
Yep, that's just what I was thinking too. Yeah, it's a coverage sack.
Well, you know what, Brian? It's too bad because Kevin beat you to it.
I know it. Great minds think alike, though.
Exactly.
No wonder I wasn't thinking what you guys said. Here we go with the punt. That's a fluttering punt towards the sideline. Bounces at the 48, takes a Thompson Valley roll, and down, I believe, at the Fort Morgan 48-yard line.
At about 49 by Neller.
So that's a punt of 36 yards.
Mustangs will have it there, 1st down and 10.
At the 49. Fort Morgan started at their own 45 at the Thompson Valley 42, and now at their own 49-yard line. Leading 12-0. And we still have plenty of time to go in the opening quarter, 4:53. But again, Thompson Valley is going to want to extend this game. On first down as the Mustangs look over towards the sideline for play instructions. It's been customary all year in between plays and even to start a possession. From the 49, Linker is going to hand it off to Hamer, back up the middle across the 50, and he's still driving. Man, he's strong. To the 46, maybe the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards. And the thing with Hamer, he really never runs totally straight. It's a step and then a shift and a stutter, and then that's why he's tough to stop. A gain of 6, second down, and 4 to go for Fort Morgan. Hamer, 7 carries now for 51 yards unofficially. So now he's well over 800 for the season. But he could eclipse 1,000 tonight with a big game. From the 45, handoff to Hamer, trying to swing it to the outside, back towards the middle, and then he spins out of a tackle, and he's down at the 42. He made something out of nothing. It's a gain of 3, third down and 1 to go, and that changes this play altogether.
Yeah, he could have been easily stopped right after he got the ball, but pulled away from the tackle.
Ernie Sandoval in the game for Fort Morgan on 3rd and 1 at the 42 of Thompson Valley, leading 12-0. This smells of Linker taking it himself, and he will. First down across the 40 to the 35-yard line, maybe the 34, but Isaac Linker saw a seam right behind his right tackle and was able to gain 8 yards as the Mustangs are inside the 35 of Thompson Valley.
Nice call, Coach.
Yep.
Well, again, great minds think alike. Thank you, Ty. Gary, hand off to Hamer, taking it to the outside, and he's shirt-tailed, but breaks out of that tackle, still on his feet, and he's driving towards the 26-yard line. Again, making something out of nothing is J.P. Hamer running with what Brian Nichol would term as reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Or is that your term, Kevin?
No, I think that mine's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yeah. Well,
but he's not rumbling or he's not stumbling at all. He's doing great. He's just running over people and pulling away from tackles.
Let's call it a gain of 8, second and long 2 from the 26-yard line. Yeah, the initial contact was made by James Dyken, the sophomore. The Mustangs with 2 receivers to the left. They have not thrown on this possession. Linker now will spin out to his left, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Throws in the run. The pass is complete at the 8-yard line, and a big hit, but it's a first and goal along the far sideline. That is
Linker's pass.
Fajardo.
Yep. Connor Fajardo with an excellent play. And the gain is 18 yards. And Fajardo with his first reception. Linker's completed his last 3 passes for a total of 75 yards. I mean, Linker's last 3 passes have been beautiful.
Right.
Even the one to Ortega thrown behind him. I don't know if it was by design, but it ended up working out perfectly. From the 8. And this is Linker keeping himself, swinging it towards the pylon on the left side. Easy touchdown. Cale Langford was in the backfield, and some defenders were running towards him. And Linker had an easy lane to the outside. The Mustangs 3 for 3 on possessions tonight. 8 scores from 8 yards out, and it's 18-0 Fort Morgan over Thompson Valley in the first quarter.
You got a nice block out there by Adam Cardona on the end out there. Cardona with a nice block.
Speaking of 8-0, Cardona to attempt the extra point off the hold of Isaac Linker. Mustangs missed 2 two-point conversions. But that extra point is good. 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the opening quarter with the score. Fort Morgan 19, Thompson Valley nothing. On Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs are winning the field position battle. The longest drive they've had tonight is 55 yards. They've gone 55, 42, and 51 yards. That was Isaac Linker scoring from 8 yards out. The extra point was good. Line drive, and Mendoza backs up, and then it's fielded at the 2-yard line by Wiersma to the 10, back to the middle at the 12-yard line. A nice tackle by Cale Langford. The sophomore brought him down. A return of only 10 yards, and Thompson Valley is backed up again, and this is their worst field position to begin a drive.
Fort Morgan just has such superior team speed to so many of the teams we play. that even their kick returners can't outdistance, our sophomore running backs in that example.
1st and 10 from the 12, and if Thompson Valley can't establish their passing game, that's going to get them in major trouble because the run is not part of their game unless it's Cameron Neller himself, who's rushed for over 600 yards this year, counting tonight. Man in motion to the right, and this will be a handoff on the right side and across the 15 towards the 17-yard line.
Pulled down at about the 18.
And no, that was Brock Neller. It's a good gain of 6 there, second down and 4, so they needed that badly.
That's right. The Neller boys are responsible for a big chunk of their offense.
Yep.
Second down and 4 yards to go. With a football at the 18-yard line, Thompson Valley has picked up a first down in this game. Well, maybe they'll run it again and keep the clock moving. Nope, Neller wants to throw. 3-step drop. Heaves it deep up the right side. Man is out there, and it's incomplete. Maybe slightly underthrown as Ortega had to catch up, but he was beaten by a couple of steps.
Jacob Ortega on the cover.
Yeah. Third down.
And when you get down by 19 points in the first quarter, you start making excuses. Number 11 out there who had the ball tossed to him was saying, oh, he hit my arm as the ball got to him. You've got to go get that ball. You've got to go up and get it in the high spot and beat those short Fort Morgan defenders.
Yeah, Ty Smack was the intended receiver, and he should have pulled that in. Yep. He should have pulled that in. 3rd and 4 for the 18. Neller again to throw. Pressure coming for the backside. He's going to run out of time here, and he's going to get sacked at the 12-yard line. It's a loss of 6.
Norris, the first one there.
And it was in there to make the sack for Fort Morgan. It looks like
it's Nick Norris. He's wearing 85 tonight.
Right, but also in there for the Mustangs was Devin Gherkin.
Jacob Ortega deep.
Second sack by the Mustangs. It'll be 4th down and 9, and once again,
Burton will kick it.
Thompson Valley to punt. Mustangs are going to have great field position again. Low snap, pressure coming. And he gets it off. That's an excellent punt towards the sideline. And then it bounces out of bounds. Well, it didn't go as far as I thought it would go. At about the 40-yard line. Still can't get that punter's number. I got to keep my eye on him.
Is it 61?
Yeah, it is Caleb Burton. Thank you, Kevin. Caleb Burton is the punter. All right, now the punt was shorter than I thought, only at 24 yards. So the Mustangs start from the Thompson Valley 36-yard line, 49.8 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They scored on all 3 possessions and looking to do it again.
Here's what Fort Morgan needed to do. They need to jump on him really and just get them,
right.
Take their mind out of this game that they're not going to be able to compete with Fort Morgan.
From the 36-yard line, there's the gift to Hamer trying to swing it to the outside, but he's grabbed at the 35 and taken down. It's a gain of 1. And Caleb Burton, the punter, made the tackle. 2nd down and 9, and that's one of the best, if not the best, defensive play that Thompson Valley has made in this game. That was already the 10th carry by J.P. Hamer. 63 yards on 10 carries, and he's got that 3-yard touchdown run from the 35-yard line. Malachi Yanez and Donovan Moya, the receivers, out to the right. On 2nd and 9, Hamer, of course, the lone setback. Lenker hands it off to Hamer, swinging it to the right side to the 30, and he breaks a tackle at the 25, lowers his shoulder inside the 20 to the 17. A gain of 18 for J.P. Hamer. Fort Morgan with a first down. He's got 81 yards.
End of the first quarter.
With the score, Fort Morgan 19, Thompson Valley nothing. It's a 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran as we head to the second quarter. Fort Morgan leads Thompson Valley 19-0. And as opposed to last week, Kevin, the Mustangs really controlled the entire first quarter.
Right. I mean, Thompson Valley has a couple first downs, but that's pretty much all they have going for them.
Yep. The Mustangs with a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Lenker, play action, throws it wide open into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Wide open for the 17-yarder. I believe that was Adam Cardona.
Yep.
And the Mustangs now lead 25-0. Linker's second touchdown pass of the game is 14th of the season against only one interception. I mean, he could not have been more open on that right side. And now Cardona will attempt to score all 7 points here, as he's going to take the extra point. Off the hold of Linker, perfect snap. The kick is up, and that kick is true. We are 5 seconds in to the second quarter. And the Mustangs now lead 26-0. Linker's last 4 passes have been completed for 92 yards.
Having a great game. Glad to see it.
But think about it. I mean, other than his completion percentage, it's like a hitter in baseball that is only hitting maybe like 250, but he's got 30 dingers and about 100 RBIs.
Right.
His percentage completion-wise is not great, but man, he produces.
Yes, it is.
This is major production from Isaac Linker.
Well, we've had games where he's been 2 of 5 or 3 of 6. They've all been touchdowns.
Right.
Against Brush,
Oh, yep.
Yep.
against Lutheran, he had that 81-yard screen that was thrown to J.P. Hamer, his only receiving touchdown of the year. Now the kickoff, and this one headed towards the sideline, fielded at the 9-yard line by Wiersma, ahead to the 20. He spins out of a tackle at the 25, still on his feet and down at the 35-yard line. Well, you know what that means? That's Thompson Valley's best field position of the game. That's how much of a struggle it's been for them.
Starting position, or have they made it that far?
Oh, no, that's what I meant, starting position.
Starting position, yeah. But even so, that's probably close to their best progressive position.
1st and 10 with the football at the 35-yard line for Thompson Valley. Neller is going to hand it off right up the gut and a hole to the 38. Let's see if that's Schaefer, who carried the ball once in the first quarter. I think it is. Yep. Gain of 3.
Schaefer on the carry, pulled down by Linker.
Isaac Linker made the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 7 to go for Thompson Valley at the 38-yard line. Mustangs with a 26-point advantage. 2 receivers out to the left. Now a man in motion to the right. Quick drop for Neller. Looks to his right. Pressure coming backside. Flushed out to his right. Throws on the run. That pass is incomplete. Boy, he took a shot at the 27-yard line. Linker delivered the big blow as Ty Smack was the intended receiver along the Fort Morgan sideline.
Yeah.
Linker on the pressure.
Yeah, Linker was coming through like a freight train.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if he would just run the ball with that kind of speed, because we saw that same speed out there when he caught up with that sweep. He just has the closing speed on defense.
Boy, but that quarterback, he'll take a beating. He's 0 for 8. 3rd down and 7 at the 38-yard line. Again, man in motion, and this will be a keeper by Neller up the middle to the 40. He's short of a 1st down. Linker makes the tackle at the 43, a gain of 5.
Linker on the stop.
4th down and 2. Does Thompson Valley say, you know what, we're down 26. We're not going to send in the punter again.
And we're only punting at 20 yards, so 25 yards. Let's just go for it.
Yep, they're going to do it. It's 4th and a long 2. They're about at the 42.5-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. I would think Neller's going to run this himself if he can't find an open receiver. Now Thompson Valley, I believe Coach Tedford takes a timeout. They do. Their first timeout. We'll keep it right here. Mobile banking on the go. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. It makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. You can check it out, Equitable Savings and Loan. And Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown. Colorado Plains Medical Center. The Mustangs have a 33-yard touchdown pass from Linker to Ortega. A 3-yard run by J.P. Hamer. An 8-yard run from Isaac Linker, and then a 17-yard pass from Linker to Cardona, the first play of the second quarter. They've converted on 2 of 4 conversions, missing 2 two-pointers and then the 2 extra points, and that's the game right now, 26-0. And the Mustangs did block a punt as well.
Yeah, they're hitting on all cylinders tonight.
4th down and 2 from the 43. Will it be Neller's arm or Neller's legs? Brock Neller in motion. Neller, the quarterback, runs to his left. He's got running room. He runs into a Mustang. I don't think he got it. I think Linker got him at the 44-yard line. Oh, but he is a late hit. Yep. I think that was, no, maybe that's not, well, Linker's now over there. But I think if they drove him out of bounds too much, even if he's short of a first down and that's a personal foul, that would give Thompson Valley a first down. But you know what? I'm looking at it right now. The spot is just past the 45, so that would be a first down. Now let's see if that flag is indeed against the Mustangs for a late hit, because we really couldn't tell what happened from here into the Thompson Valley bench on the other side of the field. But it is a gain of 2.
That's a very generous spot for Thompson Valley.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got that far.
It gets to the 46. That's a Thompson Valley first down.
Yep, it's a personal foul against Fort Morgan. So it'll take the football to about the 40, maybe just inside the Fort Morgan 40. Yep.
And how much more of those kind of hits is he going to be able to take?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, he's a great athlete, but he's 0 for 8 passing, and if you can't get the passing game going, Neller, who's run the football very well this year, is going to have to do that. On 1st and 10 for the Fort Morgan 40, the quarterback, Brock Neller, option right. He pitches it to Schaefer. Flag is down, and he's down at the 41-yard line. And there was activity in that backfield. I think Hokanetta was held. And now the Mustangs either can take that and make it 2nd and 11, or it'd be a 1st and 20. Or more than a 1st and 20, because that holding was well behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to move it back.
Yeah, see, I think with the passing game Thompson Valley has, if they get going, you want to get them in a hole. 2nd and 11 is almost doing them a favor.
Right.
You'd rather have it first down, and what is first down now in 23 at their own 47-yard line.
It's a hold on Thompson Valley. Spot back at the
Mustangs with a 26-0 lead. We have, and the clock. Why is the clock running? Oh, okay, get it. Yeah, they restarted the clock. 10:13 to go. I didn't see the restart of the clock, but they did start it after the penalty yardage was marked off. At the 47-yard line, 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Neller is in motion. Here's a handoff to Schaefer. Snaps out of a tackle, but then he is held up at the 48-yard line. Let him go. Boy, let him go. That was almost a late hit there. Got to watch out. Linker very aggressive, as is Alex Ortega. But I heard the whistle, and
you got to stop it on that. Yeah. Especially when you're up, 20, however many points you are, 26 points.
26, yep.
It's a gain of 2. Yeah, if he got flagged there, I think that would have been a good call.
Yep.
Because that whistle blew and he just kept driving him. Not maliciously, but, once you get a hold of somebody. And I know it's not, with all that momentum, it's not easy to let a running back go. I get that. 2nd down and 21 for the 49 for Thompson Valley on their own side of the field. Again, 2 receivers split each side now. Back to throw is Cameron Neller. Pressure up the middle. He's a deep up the left side. It could be picked off. No, it's incomplete. In fact, Caden Edson had inside position on the intended receiver, Trey Kreckemeyer. There were 2 defenders out there, including Moya for Fort Morgan. 0 out of 9 is Neller. 3rd down and 21 to go for Thompson Valley. And that's what I'm saying, Brian. Why not a screen or something?
Right. Something short. I mean, they're trying to hit the home run ball every time they're throwing the ball instead of just 7-8 yards at a time.
Same formation, 3rd and 21. Neller, 5 yards behind center. Mustangs coming on a blitz with Linker. Rolls out to his left. Paxton chasing, throwing along the sideline, incomplete. Well out of bounds, and Neller did a good job of throwing that away. He had nothing there.
Neller's pass is hit the Creekmire ball is incomplete.
Yeah, they sent Linker up the middle on
the pressure. It's going to bring up
on the pass rush that time and forced him out to the left.
Caleb Burton to punt.
And they had a lot of interception or incompletes coming into this game, but there's no way I thought we were going to shut them down the first 10 passes, no completions.
Well, this will be Fort Morgan's worst field position unless they block this punt, but they've only got 4 up at the line of scrimmage, so they're playing for the return. And that one is a spiraling punt, and Ortega lets it bounce at the 21. Get away from that ball. I don't know what Jacob's doing there. He was very confused because he was almost too close to the ball when it landed. He's very sure-handed, but if you're not going to feel that on the fly, get away from the ball. Now the Mustangs are 79 yards away for the end zone, leading 26-0, and we still have 8:52 to go before halftime.
Now that ball's going to come down and hit him on the foot,
Yeah.
but it did not. So
Well, it would have hit you guys in the foot.
Right.
You got bigger feet, not me. I would have gone away. Then again, I'm afraid of contact, too.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. And for Fort Morgan to get this to a running clock, they not only have to score 2 touchdowns, they need 2 extra points.
Right. I think that's why they stopped going for 2.
Yeah, because they missed the 2-point conversions after their first 2 scores. On the slot to the left is Villalobos. No, but Sandoval instead. Hamer with a handoff, running to his right to the 25, into the secondary at the 50. Nobody in front of him at the 30. J.P. Hamer at the 10. Hamer is gone. 79 yards. And the Mustangs now lead 32-0. And J.P. Hamer has 160 yards on 12 carries.
Right, when you said he needed, 250 or so to get over 1,000, you didn't mean tonight, right?
I did mean tonight, 215.
215.
And 785 going to the game.
He's on his way.
Yeah.
man, oh man, 12 seconds to run that play.
Did I mean tonight? We have to have a talk, Kevin, please. All right, now the extra point to be attempted by Adam Cardona. Off the hold of Linker. Snap behind him, but the kick is up, and that kick is inside the the right upright. 8:40 to go, second quarter. The Mustangs are in control on Military Appreciation and First Responders Night. Fort Morgan 33, Thompson Valley nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. J.P. Hamer just went 79 yards on the very first play of the drive, and it didn't take him long to get right past the entire secondary. Mustangs now lead 33-0.
Carlson and Mendoza back.
5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. Cardona to kick it off. A low line drive fielded by Wiersma at the 9, across the field to the 15, and trying to get by Langford does at the 15, now to the 20-yard line, and he's tackled out of bounds at about the 22. But even though Langford didn't get him, forced Wiersma to go to the outside, where a horde of Mustang defenders right there to make the play.
Using that sideline as a weapon also.
So officially at the 21-yard line, but the story of this game is Cameron Neller going 0 for 10 through the air.
Right. You know, I was thinking last week, Northridge, the coach has put in a bunch of plays that we didn't expect tonight. It almost looks like Thompson Valley just came in thinking, well, we'll play with what we have.
From the 21, 1st and 10. Neller looking to throw out to his left on the flat, but that's going to be a loss. Back to the 20-yard line. The ball is loose, and the Mustangs have it. The Mustangs have it, and that was caught over there by Dominic Labello.
No, now they're saying that it's...
No, I think Linker got it.
Yep.
Linker got it. It's a loss of 1. Labello makes the catch, and Fort Morgan has the football at the 20-yard line.
Wow.
So Neller is 1 for 11 for a -1 yard. You ever seen that, Kevin?
No.
I haven't either. Brian?
No, I have
That
not.
makes it unanimous.
I don't know. I think someone suggested that maybe they throw a screen.
That was a wide receiver screen. I'm talking about the conventional running back screen. You know, that because you're not sucking in the defense.
Right.
Nice
Yep.
try trying to get that one by me. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. In motion to the left here is Ortega. Linker will hand it off to Hamer. Back to the middle to the 15. Hamer to the 10. Hamer swings it to the outside of the 7, still on his feet, and he's down inside the 5. What a run by J.P. Hamer. 1st and goal for the Mustangs. He just wiggled his way in between defenders.
That's a Mustang first down and
And
goal.
let's see if he got to the 4. Yep, that's where it's at. It's a gain of 16. He won't get 215 tonight because they'll have a 40-point lead. He won't do it.
They'll take him out.
Yes, because right now he's at 176. So you're right, Kevin. It's not going to be tonight. You were right again. No wonder you're a man in high academic esteem. Here is Linker taking it himself off the left side, and he is in 4 yards away from Isaac Linker, his 2nd touchdown of the game, to go along with 2 touchdown passes, and the Mustangs now lead 39-0. An extra point here with 7:51 to go in the second quarter gets this game to a running clock, but he's got to make it.
Yeah, I did not see this coming at all.
Oh, I did. Not either. Okay, here we go. The extra point to be attempted by Cardona. Off the hold of Linker. There's the snap. The kick is up, and that kick is good. 7:51 to go under a running clock. The Mustangs went to a running clock 16 minutes and 9 seconds into the game. And they lead by a score of 40-0. Let's take a 30-second break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. 6 possessions and 6 touchdowns for Fort Morgan. And here is the kickoff towards the 10-yard line and across the 25 to the 26. That's not Wiersma this time. That's one of the other upbacks, and that is Eli Mendoza. Tackle was made by Munoz.
Spot at the 27.
They're starting to substitute in on defense now. Linker staying on the sideline.
Well, the only way this game stops time-wise is either to injury or a timeout is called. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. 27, excuse me. And Fort Morgan has played a lot better this week than last week.
Yeah, they're hitting on all cylinders tonight.
Neller is going to hand it off on the right side, and that's going to be a loss back to the 25-yard line, a loss of 3. Is that Ortega? No, it's Frankie Ortega making the play on the ball carrier, Trey Krickemeyer.
Loss of 3. Second down and 13.
Yeah, he was fighting off the wide receiver out there and still got the tackle.
Yeah, he did a great job of holding that edge and turning him in and then just getting an arm up and pulling down the runner.
And now you would expect Thompson Valley to score at some, well, you would think they'd score at some point only because Fort Morgan's going to have a lot of second teamers in there. 2nd down and 13 from the 25, but they got a lot of pride too. They want to keep them off the scoreboard. And back to throw is Neller, looking towards the middle, pressure coming, and he's going to be hit from behind and taken down at the 26-yard line. That's a great tackle there by Case Givens, the junior. It was not a sack, but it was only a gain of 1 there for Neller. 3rd down and 11 yards to go.
Yeah, he was getting pressure on the side from Nick Norris, fleshed him up the middle, and then Case Givens finished him off.
3rd down and a long 11 to go from the 26-yard line. Again, under a running clock, Fort Morgan midway through the second quarter leads 40-0. Brock Neller's in motion to the right. They're coming in a blitz right up the middle. Rolling to his right is Cameron Neller. Backside pressure. He's running out of room. He throws underneath. It's incomplete. And, I mean, the coverage was smothering by Fort Morgan.
You know, it's not like they're putting these second teamers in for the first time all year either. These kids have played about half a varsity season already.
They played against Northfield. They played against North Ridge. And they had some time against Brush to begin the year.
Yep. This Conifer a little bit.
Right. Ortega back deep to receive. Caleb Burton to punt at his own 14-yard line. Perfect snap. Heavy pressure coming, but he gets it off. A high end-over-end fielded by Ortega. He dropped it at the 42. Now he picks it up, and he's down at the 49-yard line. Ortega's had sure hands all season, but he struggled tonight in the punt game. He had one ball that nearly hit him on the foot, and then the other one there, he just didn't close his arms.
Right.
But luckily, he had the presence of mind to pick it up. Probably should have fallen on it, but nonetheless, the Mustangs have very good field position at the 48-yard line. And all the starters, or the majority of the starters, are out. Jackson Langford, the sophomore, is in at quarterback. And also checking in for Fort Morgan is Benny Edwards. And Benny's a sophomore. 1st down and 10 from the 48-yard line. We should see a handoff or 2 here. Langford to give it to Cale Langford. Stutter stepping back towards the middle to the 50-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
I've noticed lately that they've gone to Langford when they get to this position, and they haven't let Edson have much time, which kind of is interesting because you would see that Edson the junior would be the heir apparent, but Maybe Jackson's got the skills.
2nd down and 9 to go from the 50. Again from the pistol formation. We are sitting at 2.5 minutes to go in the second, and Jackson Langford keeps it himself, gets around a defender, but then he's tackled from behind at the 49. The gain of 1. It was made by Kreckemeyer. 3rd down and 8 to go for Fort Morgan.
Of course, Langford throwing is going to risk his 100% completion record on the season.
That's right. He completed his first and only pass against Northfield 3 weeks ago. 3rd down and 8 from the 49 of Thompson Valley. There's the give to Cale Langford running to his right. Tackle from behind at the 45. Picks up 4 yards.
Cale Langford on the carry.
That hit was made by James Dyken.
Dyken on the
4th down and about 4 yards to go.
4th and 4.
And again, this clock is running. What are we sitting at, Brian?
Minute 40.
Brian's got a much better angle. That's why I asked him. It's not that I'm trying to be too lazy, but I am. So 4th down and 4. The Mustangs are going to go for it. And Thompson Valley has used 1 timeout, but I wouldn't be surprised if they call a timeout here at some point to try and score before the half. 4th down and 4, and there's a miscommunication. Langford takes off with a football, and he's going to be taken down for a big loss at the 48-yard line. Let's see if Thompson Valley does call a timeout. They do. Thompson Valley stops the clock. Nope. Oh, I thought they would call it. I saw the timeout signal, but apparently Thompson Valley didn't call it.
Now they do.
Yeah.
Timeout, Thompson Valley.
Okay. We got about, what, a minute to go there.
56.4 seconds.
Okay.
First down and 10.
So Thompson Valley has the football at their own 48-yard line. They have 1 timeout remaining. I'm sure they're going to use that before the halftime break. Well, the Mustangs up by 40. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Western Engineering Consultants. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. And during our halftime show, we'll have a little bit of the recap of Dusty Quick's Road to History. We've been featuring that on our pregame on the Mustang Express. We'll have a piece of that coming up during halftime. For those listening live, 1st and 10 at the 48, as Brian mentioned, 56 seconds to go here in the opening half. This game went to a running clock with 7:51 to go after an Adam Cardona extra point. Option left for Neller, back towards the middle, breaks it up a tackle, and then he's taken down by Frankie Ortega.
Inside the 45 to about the 44.
At the 45, it's a gain of about, we'll call it 6.
2nd down to 4.
Pulled out of 1 tackle, but
2nd down and 4 yards to go. Neller again, back to throw. Looking, flushed out to his right. A stiff arm there along the sideline. Then he's going to be taken down out of bounds short of the first down. And again under a running clock, and Thompson Valley calls another timeout. It's a gain of about 2.
Run out of bounds by Atwood.
And now the clock reads 22.4 seconds to go, so they probably have time for 2 plays, and that's it.
Right.
Timeout, Thompson Valley.
Even if they pick up a first down.
Right, they don't get the benefit of the clock stopping on a first down or trying to run along the sideline and get out of bounds.
This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, 40-0 Fort Morgan, as the Mustangs have taken control since the opening whistle. Isaac Linker with 2 touchdown passes and 2 touchdown runs. And J.P. Hamer has 2 touchdown runs, one of 3 yards, the other from 79, finishing the game with 176 yards on 13 carries. On 3rd down and 3, we'll call it, for the 44, Fort Morgan. Neller back to throw. The pressure coming deep up the right sideline. Man is out there. Incomplete. Boy, off the hands of Wiersma at the 8-yard line. And that's going to be the final play. I don't think they're going to get off another play, and that's the end of the opening half. With the score, Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing. On Morgan County's B106 on the TuneIn app and on B106.com. No doubt that we're ready for a quick second half here as the Mustangs lead Thompson Valley 40-0. We had a running clock with 7:51 to go in the second quarter after the touchdown by Linker and then the extra point by Cardona. So if there are no injuries and no timeouts, we have 25 minutes of real-time football left, 12-minute quarters and 1 minute in between quarters. So you can assume half an hour is the longest we'll go here.
And I would expect the only time you'd see Thompson Valley calling a timeout is if there's 2 minutes or a minute left and they have a chance of breaking a scoreless.
Right.
Even getting a score towards the end.
Whoops. All right, so here we go. It'll be Thompson Valley to kick it off. They haven't kicked off yet, but it's changing right now.
Same kid kicks for him that punts, 61.
That's Caleb Burton. And this kick is high, and it's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line to the 15, across the left side to the 20. There's a seam to the outside to the 35-yard line, and that return.
Kick return is up to the 35.
Is that what number? I thought I saw an 88.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Well,
First down and 10.
must be a younger player who we don't have on the roster.
Maybe a freshman that they're starting to let some freshmen suit up here towards the end.
First and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 34-yard line. Again, J.P. Hamer, 13 carries tonight for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. So at the 36, the quarterback is Jackson Langford. He came into the game after the Mustangs took the 40-point lead. Simon Graff is the receiver to the right, and this will be a pitch right. That is Frankie Ortega along the right sideline and dragged it out of bounds across the 35 to the about 38-yard line. Let's see if they give him the 39.
Spotted at the 39. The Mustangs will have it there.
We'll give him gain of 4 for Frankie Ortega. He scored in the final play of the game last week.
Yep, scored. Yep, running down the left sideline or the north sideline.
Going in the same direction as the Mustangs are heading now. Second down and 6 to go at their own 38-yard line. A 40-0 under a running clock early in the third. Langford from the pistol has the football, hands it off to Flores. Flores hit at the 40. He was stuck there big time after he had a little hole. That's Angel Flores. The gain is 2. Third down and 4 to go for the Mustangs.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, a little different running out there when you got the non-starters in there.
Right. Speed of the game looks like it's a little bit different as well, but I think that's expected. 3rd and 4 for the 40 for the Mustangs, lining up on the right side. This will be another handoff to Flores, and he has hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. Caleb Burton made the tackle, no gain. And it is 4th down and 4 for Fort Morgan. And in to punt is Frankie Ortega, his first punt of the game. How many times he punted in the last 2 weeks? Maybe once or twice? Not too much worse. Last week, I think he punted on Fort Morgan's first possession.
Yep.
There's the snap. It's a perfect snap, by the way. Good fluttering punt. And it's caught at the 25-yard line. And running to the left side with a stiff arm and down at the 30. Nice tackle by Adam Cardona, as Trey Kreckemeyer was the return man for Thompson Valley.
Spotted at the 32.
And the clock is running once again at 8:56 to go, third quarter. Mustangs 40 and the Eagles nothing. And they'll have it at the 32-yard line. Cameron Neller completed 1 pass in the opening half for a -1 yard. So in other words, we have more yardage than he does. Oh, we had a penalty there at the end of the play. Did you see that, Kevin?
I did not.
It's against Thompson Valley. So they're going back. I didn't see that.
Looks like what the call was.
That's going to take them back at about the 20-yard line, maybe inside the 20. And that will be at the
17.
Yeah, just shy of the 17-yard line.
Back to the 17. They'll have it there first down.
Yeah, I didn't see something unless something happened on this.
Yeah, it was after the
Sideline.
play. It was after the play. 1st and 10 from the 17. Cameron Nettle, the quarterback. 2 receivers split each side. This will be a handoff. Running left side to the 18-yard line. That's it, a gain of 1. And that's a new running back for them. He hadn't had a carry in the game. That's Aiden Schaefer. That's the other Schaefer for them.
Johnson on the stop for the Mustangs.
2nd down and 9 to go. And again, these second teamers
Spotted at the 18.
for Fort Morgan want to register the shutout just like they did last week against Northridge. Well, they also didn't give up a point against Northfield, the second team. It was the first team that gave up that field goal. 2nd down and 9 to go from the 18-yard line. Pistol formation. Neller, 3-step drop, plenty of time. Runs out of it, takes off to the 20, then tackled nicely there
On the scramble,
by
Pulled down
Fort
by
Morgan's Case Gibbons.
right at the 20-yard line. 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7 to go.
So good coverage once again
Right.
in
Yeah,
the
I mean-
defensive backfield.
And they're only sending 3 guys out into the pattern because they need to keep everybody else in to protect them and give them time to throw. Which, as John has suggested several times, indicates a perfect time for a screen pass.
Trips to the right on 3rd down and 7 for Thompson Valley at their own 20-yard line. Neller back to throw. Throws towards the middle. The pass is complete at the 28-yard line. A 1st down. This could be trouble in the secondary to the 50. And coming from behind is K.O. Langford dragging the receiver down at about the 24-yard line. But that's a big gainer over there to James Dyken.
Spotted at the
Play
24.
started at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 56 and a 1st down for Thompson Valley.
Yeah, hit Dyken crossing from the right side.
Well, that's great closing speed there by Langford.
Yeah.
So it's 1st and 10. Thompson Valley threatening to score here in the 3rd quarter. At the 24 of Fort Morgan. And that was a simple slant. Neller is in motion. It's kept by the quarterback, Cameron Neller, and he's tackled by K.O. Langford at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Nice job of staying home by K.O. Langford.
Right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he came linebacker, I guess, is where he is at. So
The clock is under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing. Fill up your cooler and gas up your vehicle. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenience. They make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the 24. 2 receivers split each side. Brock Neller in motion to the right. The quarterback is Cameron Neller, and he's back to throw. He heaves it deep up the right side. Receivers out there. It's caught. Touchdown by Brock Neller. 24 yards away, and Thompson Valley is on the board. It's 40-6 Fort Morgan.
that was a beautiful pass. We had the right angle on it from here, and he just let him
Yep.
on that far sideline.
Well, I mean, it's tough to shut out a team when this team can pass the way they can.
Right.
And they just demonstrated it on that play. They'll go for 2. Again, Brock Neller in motion to the right. Cameron Neller throws to his left. It's caught. 2-pointers good.
Miller's pass complete to Crickmeyer for the 2-point conversion.
Trey Kreckemeyer makes the catch under a running clock. With under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd, it's Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley 8 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. All right, the Mustangs now lead 40-8 as Thompson Valley was able to get a 24-yard connection there from Cameron Neller to Brock Neller.
Or take a deep for the Mustangs.
And as Kevin mentioned, it's a gorgeous pass, 2-point conversion. It was good. Short punt. Ernie Sandoval catches it and falls at the 37-yard line. Let's see how long Fort Morgan can hold this football for.
First down and 10.
Get a first down, and we might be into the fourth quarter.
We're down to 3:20 and counting here, so.
All right, so the Mustangs have it at the 38-yard line. They did not pick up a first down on their initial possession of this third quarter. And now right up to the line of scrimmage is Jackson Langford. At the 38 with one setback, that's Cale Langford. He's letting the play clock run down as well. And now, do we have movement? Oh, yeah, we did have movement. And check that, Cale's down the backfield. That's Flores. That's Matt Flores. Yeah, we had movement. But that still gets the clock going.
Did you see where the movement was?
I didn't see it.
I think maybe it was on Langford, the way he kind of, bobbed his whole body on the snap or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching the back judge on his countdown, and I didn't see where the movement was from.
Well, and it'd be nice just to run the normal offense regardless of what's on the play clock, because all you're doing is minimizing the number of plays and hitting the backfield hard. Well, that, I believe, is that Ortega or Flores?
Flores on the carry.
Yep. Loss of 2.
Stopped at the 30.
Actually, yep, at the 31.
2, second down and 17.
Second and 17 to
Yeah,
go.
on the stop.
For Fort Morgan at their own 31-yard line. Well, and here's the thing. I mean, are you going to play straight-up defense or are you going to blitz? And that's the easy way out. You want to play a straight-up defense, but then again, Fort Morgan might have to expand their playbook a little bit.
Right.
And not make it as easy to be defended. Second and 17. Langford to throw over the middle. The pass is caught at the 40-yard line. Breaking a tackle is Luna, and Luna's got a first down at the 49 of Thompson Valley. It's a gain of 20 on the connection from Jackson Langford to Leo Luna.
I guess if you're going to run blitzes and crowd the line of scrimmage, we're going to pass over you.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly it.
Langford 2 for 2 in his high school career.
Yeah, we'll give him just shy of 20 yards on that one.
Under a minute to go now in the third period.
So this will be the final play of the quarter, you would think. On 1st and 10, just across midfield. Thompson Valley has scored the only points of the quarter, but they trail by 32. This should be a handoff now. Low snap, there's the give right up the middle, and squeezing out 2 yards
Matthew Flores on the
is
carry.
Matt Flores.
Stopped at the 49. Dyken on the
21
tackle.
seconds.
Well, let's see if they
won't run another play.
yeah, I would doubt it, and they won't run another play. We played 3 quarters in Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley 8 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, John Beltran, as we start the fourth quarter in Fort Morgan, the Mustangs have a second down and about 8 to go at the 48-yard line, leading Thompson Valley 40-8. Jackson Langford will hand it off on the inside on the counter, actually, to the left side. There's a big hole along the sideline across the 40 to the 37-yard line, and that looks like that is Matt Flores with a big gainer of 12 yards and a Mustang, make it 11, and a Mustang first down. Little misdirection there.
Yep.
Spotted at the 37. That's a Mustang first down.
Got outside and found himself a little running room.
Well, let's see if the Mustangs can counter Thompson Valley's touchdown, which was a 24-yarder from Cameron Neller to Brock Neller. And now Cameron Neller has thrown for 79 yards in the game because of those touchdown and the other big completion. Jackson Langford turns, hands it off to Matt Flores, stutter steps, and then he finds nothing. He's going to be drilled right at the line of scrimmage, and the final blow was delivered by Sage Gavin, a sophomore. Second down and 10 to go. Matt Flores is taking some punishment here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You come in there and they've got their starters in, and they want some payback. They want to go home and feel good about themselves.
Well, they don't have as deep a roster as Fort Morgan. But then again, well, there's a bunch of freshmen on their roster. I'm sure they don't get playing time. So I guess if you eliminate the freshmen, then they don't have as deep a roster. Second down and 10 to go. Lining up on the left hash mark at the 37-yard line of Fort Morgan in the early moments of the fourth quarter under a running clock. From the pistol formation, Jackson Langford waiting for the back judge to signal 5 seconds on the play clock, and there he is. Now at 3. Langford gets the snap. Langford will take off with the football to the 35-yard line. Along the sideline to the 30. Runs out of bounds. It's a first down. Should be at the 25-yard line. And it's a gain of 12 for Jackson Langford and a Mustang first down.
Yeah, they're having success against this Thompson Valley team, and they look like maybe they are subbing some people in too.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a little speed once he got outside there.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 25-yard line of Thompson Valley. Waiting the snap once again is Jackson Langford, just taking his time, making sure that they maximize the play clock and get it down to its minimum. Hands it off to Flores, stutter stepping, runs towards the middle to the 20, and then he barrels his way to the 19. And Flores now picking it up quite a bit. Second down and 4 yards to go. And the clock reads 8 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads Thompson Valley 40-8.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd see that tonight.
Well, yeah, none of us did.
Just by looking at the stats that we see on Max Prep.
Yeah.
So
none of us did. From the 19. On second down and 4. This drive started late in the third quarter for the Mustangs. Had that nice 20-yard pass from Langford to Luna. This time it's a give to Flores, and he spun around, but he's got a first down inside the 15, and he never went down. Now he goes down, but again, it's a first down for Fort Morgan, a gain of 5 for Matt Flores. He's got 6 carries here for 22 yards.
Yeah, the second team's doing a great job of just getting some push on the line of scrimmage now.
I mean, well, they didn't come out here to run out the clock. They definitely want to get into the end zone just to establish some confidence.
But they have to wait till like the last play of the game to get in so that they can
It's a good point.
tradition.
Yeah, that's right. If they wait, it's not going to happen tonight. There's too much time left on the clock. From the 14-yard line of Thompson Valley on first down and 10. The Mustangs have scored at least 40 points in 3 of their last 4 games. Langford again, hands on hips. 3 on the play clock. Snap is off. Langford with the fake and then takes it himself. And then he's going to be piled under at the 11.
Langford on the keeper, pulled down at about the 12.
Gain of a couple. They backtrack it to the 12. Second down and 8 yards to go.
Second down and 8.
yeah, he kept it at I'm not sure he wasn't supposed to hand it off. It looked kind of funny there.
It didn't look like it was by design.
Because Flores kind of turned around to see where the ball was, I think.
On second down and 8 from the 12. The lone setback once again is Flores. Yeah, I doubt he's going to throw unless it's a 3rd and long. Again, just waiting and waiting till we get to 5. Luna's in motion to the right, has the pitch right, trying to follow a block, cuts it back to the inside, and then it's taken down at about the 10 for a gain of 2. And I'll make it 3rd down and 6. Leo Luna's first carry of the game.
Mark it right at the 10. 3rd down and 5.
So it's 3rd down and 6 to go for Fort Morgan. And again, that clock continues to run, approaching the 6-minute mark of the 4th. Another short game for the Mustangs here, just like they had last week.
Probably look forward to a short clock next week against Niwot.
Well, and on a short week, Thursday night, 7 o'clock on B106
Road
and
trip to
B106.com. That's right, 2nd down, make it 3rd down and 6 from the 10. Low snap, Langford hands it off and trying to break out of a tackle is Flores. He gets to the 5, though. He dragged the defender, picking up close to 5 yards in a play. just shy of the 5-yard line. 4th down and a long 1.
And Flores is slow to get up.
Yep, now he is up, but
Spotted just short of the 5.
well, you know what happens is that when you're battling for that extra yard, and he was dragging that defender, and you drag a defender and then other bodies come in, sometimes you can get your parts of your body distorted there.
Yep.
He was definitely wobbly.
Yeah, so he's flat on his back. So when play resumes, it'll be 4th down and just over a yard to go. A proud supporter of all the area athletes, Mr. D's Home Center. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies. 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. And want a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option, Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. It'll make the day better on Edison Street in Brush. And Bank of Colorado, the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado, proud supporter of local sports and academics. Now he walks off under his own power, but he took a beating there.
Yeah, he's still a little unsteady. I wouldn't be surprised if he was put on concussion protocol and didn't play next week. But let's hope not. We never hope anyone's injured.
Well, let's see if K.O. Langford steps in or Angel Flores. On 4th down and a long 1.
Bring up a 4th and a yard for the Mustangs.
Just shy of the 5-yard line.
It's like Frankie, maybe. Ortega.
Yep, that is Frankie Ortega. Yeah, I didn't know if they put him in there because he's so valuable to the team. You don't want to get him hurt. Not that any of these players aren't, but Frankie has seen a lot of playing time as a freshman. Handoff, Ortega up the middle. 1st down, then the ball's fumbled. He got stripped, I believe, or I thought he got stripped. Yep, he got stripped.
Yep.
And Thompson Valley recovers at about the 3-yard line, 3 or 4-yard line. First turnover by the Mustangs in the game.
They'll have it there 1st down and 10.
So a long field for Thompson Valley to get back in the end zone, but the clock rolls.
They're 96 yards away, trailing 40-8, with 4.5 to go. Oh, this is all about the passing game for them. Pass, and pass some more.
Brock Neller in at quarterback now.
There's a late entry. And I believe Brock Neller's a sophomore. Yep, he is. He's standing at the goal line. And Neller in the end zone. Deep up the left side, wide open. It's incomplete, though, overthrown at the 39. And that was intended over there for Kreckemeyer. And the bottom line is that had he caught that ball, it would have been a 96-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he was about 5 yards behind the defense, but the ball was overthrown. 2nd
down and 10 to go from the 4-yard line for Thompson Valley. Mustangs scored all their points in the opening half. 19 in the first quarter, 21 in the second. This will be a handoff on the left side and bouncing it to the outside after breaking a tackle and back to the 9 and 10-yard line and still on his feet before being tackled. Aiden Schaefer. He could have been held up for nothing. He gained about 7 yards. 3rd down and 3 yards to go for Thompson Valley. And we're running out of plays, which means we're running out of time in this one.
3 minutes.
Castaneda in on the tackle.
On 3rd down and 3 from the 10. Even this running clock seems a little slow at times. All right, back to throw is Brock Neller. And he takes off with the football. He'll have a 1st down across the 15 to the 20. And then he breaks out of another tackle and is down at the 33. It's a gain of 23
scramble, pulled down by Laguna.
For Brock Neller. Thompson Valley's going to call a timeout, their first timeout. With 2:29 to go in the game. I mean, it makes sense.
Yep.
Timeout, Thompson Valley.
Try to get on the board one more time before this game ends. You'll win the second half, which means nothing, but, it means nothing on the scoreboard, but it means something to them, that's for sure.
Coaches always are looking for something to motivate the kids, and the kids aren't going to remember that it was against the JVs. They're going to take pride in the fact that they were able to score.
When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. 1st and 10 for Thompson Valley at their own 33-yard line. They've got 2 timeouts remaining with under 2.5 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley 8. I'm trying to think through who's going to be the player of the game here for the Mustangs. I have an idea, someone that we haven't nominated before. Here's a deep drop up the right side, and Frankie Ortega nearly picked it off at the 34-yard line of Fort Morgan, intended for Ty Smack.
Right, if they could take that pass and that other long pass and even it out, they'd have had 2 touchdowns. Because that one was about as short as the other one was long.
Right.
2nd down and 10 at the 33. I'm not sure Thompson Valley will call a timeout unless they pick up another 1st down. They'll just let this clock roll. And again, Brock Neller with about a 5-step drop. Sets up deep over the middle. The pass is incomplete, well underthrown. At the 40-yard line, there were 2 receivers around the football. 3rd down. Brian, we got to be close to a minute to go here.
Minute 30 and rolling.
I think if you have one of those guys go about 15 yards downfield and do a button hook or, cut across the middle, they're going to be wide open because Fort Morgan's defenders are playing them deep.
On 3rd and 10 from the 33, Neller again goes over the middle. The pass is going to be caught at the 50, inside the 45 to the 40. This could be a timeout by Thompson Valley because it's a gain of 27 to James Dykin and a 1st down. And there's the timeout.
Yeah, with a minute and 1 left in the game.
All right, with 61 seconds to go. One more timeout remaining for Thompson Valley. Yeah, they want to score one more time. But that pass against the first team, that wouldn't have worked out.
No.
Now with the way they play defense in this game, they were really sharp. Very sharp.
Yeah, they were sharp right from the beginning. As not like they were last week where it took them about a quarter and a half before they finally got things going.
All right, for the 40-yard line. The players back up to the line of scrimmage. On 1st down and 10 to go for Thompson Valley. Awaiting the snap is Brock Neller, the backup quarterback. Trips to the right. Straight drop. Looking. Throws it deep up the right side. It's incomplete. Wiersma, the intended receiver, but he was blanketed by Leo Luna and Porfirio Del Campo. 2nd and 10.
Del Campo on the cover. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he was
There's their final timeout.
Yep, 57.2 seconds. No, it must be 37.
Yeah.
Some of the lights are burned out.
Yeah, it has to be.
37.2.
Okay, well, I would think this will be the final play of the game.
Yeah.
Unless they race up to the line of scrimmage. We'll have our post-game show coming up here momentarily. For those listening live, the Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show at 9:30 with Kevin Schaefer. And again, no football next Friday. Thursday night, 7 o'clock against Niwot.
An old northern foe that we played for a lot of years.
And that'll be the final road game of the regular season. All right, here we go. On 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Mustang 40-yard line. Fort Morgan only had 2 possessions in this half. And again, Neller looking to throw. He's going to take off with the football on the run. He throws it towards the end zone, and it is caught. Whoa, what a catch in the back of the end zone.
That was a nice catch.
By Trey Kreckemeyer.
Pass to Kreckemeyer, nice catch.
40 yards away.
End zone throws. Thompson Valley touchdown.
40 to 14. Well, that's a tremendous play there.
See if they, down to 12 seconds, we'll see if they even get an extra point off. No, they're not hurrying up. They won't even get the extra point.
Well,
Attempted. 2-1.
yeah, that should be
Game.
it, right?
Yep.
Because, yeah, the game is over. You don't automatically.
They're going to
Final
give.
score,
well-
Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley 14.
No, I guess they're going to attempt it because
Next
it's
Thursday, Mustang
untimed
will
play.
Niwot for a conference game. The kickoff will be at
And
7
now back to
p.m.
throw Neller towards the end zone. It's incomplete, and it is the final of Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley 14. Let's take a 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes on B106 and B106.com.